We're in conversation but not very committal. However, it's good to have Mufti Islah live with us. Finally, Mufti, you're back on air and you're back giving us live updates. Mufti is joining us from Srinagar. Mufti, if you could give us an idea about the current situation right now. Like the Chief Secretary was indicating, not all areas are going to get internet connectivity. There are vulnerable spots that have been identified. What really is the plan of action? What can we expect really in the next few days?
Look, yesterday was Friday and it was extremely critical day for the state administration, and it really turned out peaceful. And what happened was that you saw that Chief Secretary's presser wherein he suggested that area-wise they are now going to restore landline connectivity and also reopen schools and colleges from Monday onwards, that too area-wise again. Now, what does he mean by area-wise is clearly those areas which have seen less violence or no violence will get the priority. In this case, we are now being told that landlines will gradually be restored in areas which are very peaceful. Probably he is mentioning in that conversation with me that they will begin with rural areas and then parts of Srinagar which have seen no violence. Apparently that is civil lines which have been quite peaceful. In fact, on my way home today to office, I did see some kind of a relief myself. The razor wires, the barbed wires, the barricades were not as many in number as they used to be in the first 12 days. So gradually they've started to lift those barricades, and we really now waiting when that those landline connectivity will start. As of now, what I did initially when I reached office was that to really see if our landline is working. It's not so far, but one believes that it will start working. I was checking with a lot of friends from Srinagar. So far they've told us that they have not started. We're expecting a briefing again from state government officials, and they're going to tell us where landline has been restored. So far in Srinagar there is absolutely no news whether they have been started, but as the Chief Secretary said, over the next 1 week they're going to do that. As far as schools go, clearly they're choosing those areas which have seen no violence, because what happens is that when schools and colleges are opened in one go, then protests do happen. Students do take out rallies and occasionally pelt stones, engage with security forces. That is one situation which government at this juncture doesn't want. So Monday would really be a test case for that. If students really don't engage with security forces, then gradually that thing is also going to be normalized. Clearly we are expecting some more word from the state administration, and in the next couple of hours we will really get to know which are the areas where landline connectivity has been restored, Sneha.
Yes, you know, Mufti, I'm also curious to know a question that you were asking the Chief Secretary continuously, but no concrete answers really came your way, about the manner in which the people's livelihoods have been hit. Obviously, shutters are down. There's going to be a lot of business that has been affected. Tourism has been affected. What's the situation right now? Because I have not really heard anything from the government, and correct me if I'm wrong, about how these people are really going to be compensated at the end of the day.
Look, I'm afraid that tourism is really been in doldrums. In fact, if one takes a look, this is the Dal Lake area where there are a lot of hotels and boat houses, and behind me also there is this huge hotel which a few days back in fact had a lot of bookings. Now we've been told that those bookings have been cancelled. In fact, the hotel people, what they have done is that they've started laying off the people, especially the bellboys, people who do the rooms, or people who clean up the hotels and houseboats. These hotel players are telling us that you know, their business has been badly affected, because what happened prior to when government issued that order asking yatris as well as tourists to leave, they were enjoying good buck and had really good business. What followed after August 5 with that Parliament saying that, well, they're going to revoke Article 370, thereupon almost, you know, valley overnight, all these hotels turned extremely empty, and since then we have not seen any tourists coming to this. Whoever is sometimes coming is being really asked by the government to go back, because you know there's curfew, there are restrictions in places. So clearly when I took that question to Chief Secretary yesterday, he did say that they're in conversation with tourism players or people whose business and livelihood have been hit. Clearly no concrete answers, but I think government is going to take this up with key tourist players, but right now they're really concentrating how to bring back a situation to normalcy here.
All right, Mufti, thank you so much for getting us those details. Mufti Islah joining us from Srinagar with the very latest as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned.